What do you guys think? Do you like the view? Pretty nice, right? I like it. Um, so I thought I'd come here and kind of tell you guys a story, a quick story time. It's one I've been holding. I don't know. I guess I didn't have like an appropriate place to tell it or something. I didn't know. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I couldn't figure out where to start, but a couple of things I've seen as of lately have just encouraged me to share this story. Mostly the video that I made that was about black women tolerating bad behavior. So this is the story of the wedding ring. The wedding ring. I guess there's a couple stories of that in my life, but we'll just show one. So basically, a guy who I was friends with and I was hanging out with, we were just hanging out in San Francisco. This is back when I was still living in Berkeley. We're hanging out one night. He gets a call or a message basically that some other person that he knows has just raised a bunch of money and they're having like a party or something. So we go to this party. It was like at a bar, and basically like a black VC in the Valley had raised a bunch of money, and we all went to celebrate that. It was really cool. Like, you bought out the bar, all these appetizers. There was just it was really, the ambiance was awesome. There were a lot of really I'll just call them a lot of black academics there. I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, so I just thought, I looked at it as like another event. It was fine. And then I started mingling with different people there, and eventually I started mingling with the host. I didn't really realize that he was the host. He just seemed like another person. And then I just started talking to him. And I think during that time in my situationship phase, I was going through like a breakup with my situationship, and I guess I was like kind of rebounding a little bit with this guy, because I remember complaining to him, like, it was almost like we were dancing, but we're not really dancing. I'm like holding on to his shoulders, he's holding on to my waist. I'm like telling him the whole story in his ear, and he's like nibbling on my neck. It was just a whole thing, right? Anyway, so after that, I didn't know. The whole time, the person that I came with he knows this person. I didn't really know this person. So, this guy is married now. I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. Right? I knew nothing. Now, I guess I definitely could have done more research. I could have been a much nicer person about this, and I just was silly and stupid. Anyway, so we go to another bar after that situation shuts down, and then we have more drinks. We all keep talking, and I took that VC home with me that night. And we definitely had some fun. Now, I wake up in the morning and, we say our goodbyes. He leaves, but he leaves his wallet on top of my panty roll. If you guys have been here for a while, if you can go back and find them, I have old videos in my old apartment, and I basically made a panty wall for myself, which was these like makeshift cardboard spaces. So I built I had the wall, and then on the wall I built this, like, it was kind of shoe boxes, but I basically turned it into like a stackable for underwear. So each box had its own like pair, right, in the box. Anyway, so he leaves his wallet like on top of there. And I'm like, oh no, it's got like all of his shit in it. It's got all his credit cards, just everything. Now, I'm just not a Mrs. Snoopy at all, so like I don't go through any of his shit, but I just message him and I'm like, you left your wallet here. And then he was like, oh yeah, can you bring it to me? And I'm like, no. But I'm gonna be in the city later and you can come and get it from me. So then, I texted my friend, the one who I'd come with. This is a guy. I came with the guy the night, the night before, and I was like, oh, yeah, he left his wallet at my apartment. And he was like, what? I was like, I just started explaining it to him, like, oh, yeah, he was here last night, and he's like, oh, really? Okay. And I guess after we kept talking for like 3 minutes, it became very clear that this man was like married with 2 children. And now he definitely has a wedding ring and claims that he had the wedding ring on when I met him, but I'm positive I checked his fingers. Like when I first met him, I definitely looked at his hand, and I think what he did was slip off the ring and put it in his pocket as he was talking to me. And I can tell you from lived experience, while he was at my place, he did not have a wedding band on his finger, because his fingers were places where I would have known if he had a wedding ring on them. He didn't have one, okay? So when I'm sitting here explaining, like, women, they sit around, like, explaining away the bad behavior of men, that actually is a problem, because that became a really big incident for me, because I went back to every person around me. I met a girl, and I kind of became friends with her briefly, and I was like, yeah, I had no idea he was married. And when I confronted him about it, when I gave him back his wallet, he just apologized about it, and he had all these excuses about it, and it felt so wrong. Like, it just felt so wrong, and I don't know why I had to be a part of the wrongness. Like, I am not wantingly out here trying to commit adultery, and I just don't think that it's fair for me to get like pulled into his bullshit, right? Because he wants to be involved in stuff like that. I don't. And I'm just saying, I think it's totally fair that I don't, even if he does. I just think that's bullshit, and I think that it's really the responsibility of women to move through the world as women, and when you see some shit that's like not cool, you need to call people out for it. Because, like, honestly, if you let men get away with shit like that, they'll keep doing it. And I had to call out like everybody that night, because I was just like, why didn't y'all fucking tell me? If he's up here trying to scam, that doesn't mean that you need to be like acceptable of his scamming. And then a few men said to me, well, y'all are both adults. Y'all are adults. That's what they kept saying. Everybody's an adult. I'm like, okay, yeah, but just because I'm an adult doesn't mean that I know. If he took his wedding ring off and he didn't tell me that he was married, how the fuck would I know? Like, I guess that maybe it really is like my responsibility, where now I have to sit around being the person who's like doing background checks on every single person every single time you come around with them all the time. That's exhausting. That is, who the fuck has the time for that? Explain it. Who has the time for that shit? Like, that's like, ugh.